Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique, and today we're checking out Rob Papen's raw kick. This is a VST that makes some of the most epic kick drums you have ever heard in your life. However, in this particular video tutorial, we're going to use it to create a nice, thick, raspy 808 that sits perfect in this track I've got cooking here. So you heard the track in the beginning, and this is raw kick by itself. So the first thing is we have a preset loader here where we can find our individual presets, and you'll see that there aren't any loaded here, and that's because I need to choose a bank first. So we've got a root folder, and then we got the introduction, which is going to be kind of like a collection of the wide range of possible kicks inside of here. And then we have all of these other ones to choose from. So when I choose a bank like, you know, real kicks or R&B and hip hop, and then I come in here to my presets, you'll see that I've got a number of different kicks to choose from. So you can find presets that way, or you can jump into the manager where things are a little bit more straightforward. You choose your bank over here, and then you can see that we've got all of these different kicks to choose from that particular bank. Real kicks, analog kicks. So there are a ton of kicks inside of here, from the kind of raw style hardcore to the more laid back to actual sampled kick drums, from actual drum kits to analog gear, so on and so forth. You're going to find it all inside of here, and the engine to manipulate those sounds just makes the possibilities quite endless, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just come into the root folder here and just choose default, and then come out. So there we go, we're working with the default sound. The way this is laid out is we have three different layers: layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. And these layers can be either modeled by synthesis or load a sample. And you can drag your own samples in here if you've got a particular kick drum that you want to manipulate or use in conjunction with the other features inside of raw kick. It's very simple to drag and drop inside of here, or you can load them via the Explorer or however you want to do it. But for this particular instance, I'm going to stay unmodeled, and I'm just going to make it really, really long. And right now it's a super clean sub, and there's a really great distortion right here near the filter. If I just turn this up, boom, we're already cooking. I mean, that already sounds super dope. But if I want to add a little bit more attack or attack transient to that, I can simply activate the second layer, pull in a sample that I like, and you come down here to the directory and go to the home, and you can see you have all of these samples that ship with raw kick, and you know, come to acoustic bass drum or something. And I can choose my ADSR, how long it holds, you know, sustain, release, so on and so forth. And you know, you have your other controls over here with your tuning and your volume control, and you also have some quick edit methods up here right on the layer tab itself. So that sounds pretty good, right? The next thing I would want to do for this particular patch, because I have some overlapping MIDI, is jump into the master tab and then just turn on glide. So I'd go to legato and just turn it up so we get kind of a glide motion between notes that are overlapping inside of my MIDI clip. And that's pretty much it. That's already sounding super dope and super thick. So let's listen to it in the context of my track. So it sounds super good, and it took less than a minute, I think, to actually do it, to get something that thick and raspy in terms of 808s. So I wanted to kind of showcase that, because I think raw kick might be considered just a distortion style kick plugin or instrument, and that's not the case at all. It's got some really great presets in here. If I, in fact, jump into the manager, come into, say, R&B and hip hop here, you know, we've got our kind of 808 style stuff, but we also have some really nice other kicks. If I go ahead and solo the channel again. So just a wide range of kicks right there. We got our EDM kicks. And then, of course, we also do have our kind of crazy hardcore kicks as well. And remember, all of that's coming from MIDI with overlapping notes, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I think you get the gist of how gnarly some of these can get. I mean, hardcore is even maybe too light for how raspy some of those kicks are. And as I said, hundreds of kicks inside of here and infinite possibilities once you get in and start manipulating everything with what you can. You've got pre and post EQs down here, an LFO section, a really great filter section, and you've got the XY modulation possibilities where you can record motion in here and then play that motion you see here. Just great stuff. So many possibilities. You got another raw XYO here for your distortion again. You got noise oscillator right here you can put in. And as I said, each one of the tabs kind of has its own section down here. So all of these parameters here have, are tab independent. So we can have up to 3 different layers and have full functionality and control over each one of them. We also got great effects down here. As you can see here, if I come in, tons of effects. A lot of them are more towards saturation and distortion because that's kind of where raw came from to begin with. But, you still got everything else kind of standard inside of VSTs, like your reverbs and your flangers and your delays and so on and so forth that you can add to your kicks as well. And of course, over here on the master page, we've got more control. We've got some really great visualizations of the wave and how they might interact with one another. You can zoom in, zoom out. And then we have a final EQ for everything with parallel EQ possibilities and so on and so forth. There's also this mono stereo split section here where you can choose, everything below this frequency will be mono, and then everything above it can have stereo characteristics. So your reverb won't be affecting everything below here because it will just be summed to mono before it actually leaves the plugin, which is a great thing to have, especially when you're working with kicks and bass and so on and so forth. So anyway, a really great device if you're looking for kicks, if you like to sound design and design your own kicks and get exactly what you're looking for, I highly, highly suggest and recommend Raw Kick by Rob Papen. Anyway, I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.